What's up, YouTube? Battle City Gaming here. Today we're with Jose. So what did you do?
I got 7th place at a UCR Open tourney with BLS Invoked.
Interesting. Can we see the deck profile?
Yeah, of course. So to start us off, we got 2 BLS Super Soldier. This is a Ritual BLS deck, so gotta play him, try to OTK, kind of control, because he can only be summoned once per turn. You play the vanilla BLS. They each gain effects off the little knights that we play, but we also play the Envoy at the beginning. This is another body to put on the board to try to OTK with. But I don't want to play multiples because already having 4 big monsters is kind of breaky enough. Shout out to my boy Dubem for telling me to do that. Then you play 3 Envoy, beginning knight actually. So when you ritual summon using him, the BLS ritual monsters gain an effect. So while this could be a vanilla, if you use this card can now banish a card and make a second attack in a row. Now banishes a monster on field. This one also has a similar effect where you can banish another monster on the field. So these two stack if you use both of them. This one doesn't allow it to make a second attack in a row, but it lets you banish a card from your opponent's hand face down until the end of their end phase. So they don't get that card back until after they're done with their turn. And then just 2 other targets to ritual summon with. Envoy is actually pretty good where he can banish a light and dark if he's engraved to add back to hand, so it kind of triggers his effect and his effect, because when these are banished from the graveyard, they gain effects. This one lets you add a ritual spell, this one lets you add a ritual monster. So it kind of boosts its consistency too. And then Shadal Dragon, if it's sent from... If it's just sent to the graveyard, it can pop a spell or trap, so in case you need to pop anything. Then to kind of get it kickstarted, 2 Manju searches out either the ritual monster or the ritual spells, so you can go off from there. Then triple Alistair. So Invoked actually really works well with this deck because usually what happens is you have a bunch of ways to get the ritual monsters into your hand to special them, but then you can make a Makaba banishing him, and if he's in graveyard he'll search out your spell, and then from there you can end with Makaba and a BLS Super Soldier. So the synergy's there. And then for the hand traps, just because to survive you gotta play these 2 Ogre and 2 Ash. They actually came in clutch a lot of times. They're hand traps, they do what they have to do. Then to search out 3 Gateway to Chaos, it adds the BLS Ritual Monster. And anytime a monster is sent from the field or hand to graveyard, it gets a counter. So then after 3 counters, you can remove 3 counters and search for a ritual spell. So deck thinning is deck winning. Then we played 2 Magical Meltdown, search out Alistair. And it stops your opponents from negating the summon of your invoked monsters. And to get the field spells out, play 2 Terraforming and 1 Set Rotation. It's actually really good when you can give your opponent a Gateway to Chaos because it can't activate it. So it just locks them out. So like ABCs, this cucks them so hard.
Are you consider playing a 3rd Terraforming?
Yeah, I probably would if it stopped being consistent, but I honestly think it's very consistent in terms of field spells. You're playing already 5 field spells and 3 different ways to get it. You don't really need another one. You don't need to open all spells. And 2 Invocation, just to get out any invoked fusion monster. And then for your ritual spells, you play 3 Synthesis and 1 Super Soldier Ritual. This is actually come in clutch sometimes where you open up the vanilla BLS or 2 Super Soldiers, and you contribute one of them to ritual the other one. So if you break, you can at least do something. And for draw, you have 1 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Spellbook of Knowledge. You have a ton of ways to get out Alistair on field, so this is actually really boosted up. Also play the Upstart. Yeah, just that you don't care about the 1000. You can OTK really easily, so you don't really care. You just need to see your pieces real quick. The 1 Rhoda is search out anything you need. 1 Monster Reborn is just really good. You can revive back anything and just beat them down with it. 1 Urgeki just board clear, and actually one trade in. I was thinking about running 2, but when I started cutting down the ritual monsters, I was like, I don't really need another trade in, so I cut it down to 1, and I honestly really like that. That's it for the main deck. No traps, just all spells and monsters.
How many cards in the main deck?
42 actually. It's 42.
Alright, now the...
Extra deck.
Okay.
Yeah, alright. For the extra deck, we played 2 Macabre. This is really the only thing you go into. The rest is just there for utility. So 2 Macabre, 1 Pergorito. This is actually really good because you have the Ash, or if they have the Ash, you can just attack into everything. Caliga's actually really been clutch. He's won me a couple games where they just couldn't do anything because they had to get 1 monster effect only, and they couldn't beat over it. So you could honestly have this in defense, and it's like a skill drain. So this with BLS on the field is honestly hard for them to get over. And then for the rest that you don't really go into, Cocytus, Ragin, Megalancia, and Elysium. I've hardly ever made these. I only probably ever made this once off of a Gamma Seal. This I actually did for an OTK where I ended up with the BLS Ritual, BLS Envoy at the beginning, and this, and I attacked for a straight game because he had an open field. 1 Black Rose because you run a ton of level 4s and you have hand traps, or they have hand traps, so you can just nuke the field. And then because we just run a ton of level 4s, you play the Abyss Dweller, Utopia, and Utopia the Lightning, just to get over anything big if you can get 2 level 4s on field. So usually what I end up doing is I usually end up making this and then normal summoning the Alistair to go into any of these, or just any way I can get into them. And then for the links, just play 1 Proxy, 1 Underclock, and 1 Decode. Honestly, never even made these. They're just there in case I have a bunch of monsters on board and have nothing else to do with them. Just try to extend somehow, but I've never made them.
Alright. And the side deck?
For the side deck, there's a ton of True Draco, so run 3 Kaijus and the Slumber, so you can actually get over all of these easily with the BLS monster. You just banish them, so it's just a way to out True Draco, try to get rid of their masterpiece. And then we play triple Called by the Grave because hand traps really hurt this deck. There's a lot of ways to bait the Ash. That's the only thing that really hurts this deck, but if I need something to resolve, this actually comes in clutch. I hate this card sometimes because I just forget to activate it. I'm just like, wait, I had this, why didn't I activate it? But it is what it is. It's a learning experience. Then 2 Forbidden Chalice. This has really been good. I was expecting a lot of things to have effects that I needed negated, and I actually came in clutch. I negated the Vortex Dragon to top. That was actually what helped me win.
Okay.
And then for Pendulum, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, or also True Draco, just banishing things. Just try to get over anything that can stop me. 2-Dimensional Barrier and 2 Strike. This is against Pendulum or anything that goes into extra deck a lot. I didn't see them once, but they were there just to help me out. And it seemed to work out perfectly. I didn't expect to top, but I did top with a deck that nobody saw coming.
Alright, thank you very much, Jose, for your deck. Remember, Jose was able to get 7th at the UCR Open Tournament with this deck, Black Luster Soldier Invoked. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And until next time, we'll call it a day.